Hey, it's Emily and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm bringing to you a massive quarterly book haul. So I've counted and I think I have about 36 books around me to talk about today. I knew this quarterly haul was going to be a big one. It was my birthday in June, so along with gifts I also treated myself in that month, so I do have quite a lot of books specifically just from June. April was a good month. I only bought 3 books. It kind of went downhill in May. But I am so excited to read all of these. Some of them are special editions, some of them are pre-orders. So I think without further ado, let's jump on in. I have multiple stacks around me. They kind of have a theme together, but yeah, let's just go for it. I think the first stack I'm going to tackle is this one, which is a stack of thriller books. The first lot are from the same author, and that is a stack of Freida McFadden books. I have recently started reading more Freida McFadden and I'm enjoying them. I don't think they're anything special, but they're a very quick, easy thriller, something that's easy to take away on holiday and read by the pool. So I bought quite a few. I've read a couple, but let's just go through the stack. So first up we have Never Lie. I have read this one. It wasn't amazing, but I liked it enough to keep in my collection. I don't know. I thought it was interesting, but I just think some of the characters were frustrating. It took a long time for me to actually get into this, and I found myself rolling my eyes a lot at the kind of setup, the whole isolated house, the whole, yeah, snowy setting. Didn't feel very unique or special to me at all, so yeah. I picked up this one. I also picked up One by One, which I think is the closest to like Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None. I haven't read this one yet, but I do plan to soon. I might take this away with me on holiday because it's so nice and short. I could probably read it in a day by the pool. But I believe they start dying one by one, or they're being killed off one by one, very much like And Then There Were None. So another one. Then we have The Tenant by Freida McFadden, which I have read. I did a whole dedicated reading vlog for this when this came out. I have the It Works like sprayed edged edition. This I quite enjoyed. I found it was a very tense first half, and then in the second half it was more of like a mystery as opposed to a thriller, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, go check out the full reading vlog if you're interested in my full thoughts throughout reading this. And then I picked up the first 2 books in the Housemaid series. So I have The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. I am yet to get to these. I feel like I'm behind everyone. I feel like everyone's read these apart from me. But I thought I would give the first 2 a go. Everyone seems to love them. They say that it's Freida McFadden's best work. I'm excited to get to these and I'll hopefully read them towards the end of summer, autumn time. I like good mystery thriller in autumn. I did also buy Ward D by Freida McFadden. I've read that one. That I didn't really like too much. I thought it was okay. I think I gave it like 3, maybe 3.5. I think it was about 3 stars. And I've already unhauled it and sold it on Vinted, so I can't show that to you today, but I did also buy that in May. And then the last thriller on this little stack is What Have You Done by Shari LaPena. This I think is one of her most recent releases. It's the most recent one that's in paperback. I saw it in Tesco's and bought another book to fit the deal. But I'm very intrigued to read this. These are the kind of books that I will buy, read, unhaul probably because I know the twists. But yeah, I feel like I haven't got much else to say about this. I don't really know what the plot is about. But I think it's in like a small town vibe. So yeah, I'll probably pick this up once again, end of summer time. So that was the last thriller in the thriller stack. Should we do some romances? We could do some romances. Let's go for a quick little romance stack. First up, I have Ride With Me by Simone Soltani. This is a Formula 1 romance. It's the sequel to Cross the Line, which is there. I have already read this. I really enjoyed it. Once again, I made a full reading vlog for this book, so if you want to hear my full thoughts, check that out. I met Simone Soltani at her kind of launch event in London. She was so lovely. I also filmed a short form content video from my experiences that day, so feel free to check that out as well. But yeah, another fun fake dating Formula 1 romance. Then we have A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. This is the sequel to A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I haven't read that first one yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to like it, and this was in the works clearance for £1, so I picked it up. But yeah, just added it to my collection. I think this is just, yeah, a kind of, I was going to say paranormal, maybe not paranormal is not the right word, but like magical romance. But I'm very intrigued to read the first one, hopefully this year. I always say that and then I never get around to it, but yeah, that's the plan. Then we have Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh, which is the 6th book in the Boys of Tommen series. I've got the rest here. I've read the first 4. I haven't read Taming 7 yet, but yeah, this is the new one. And this is apparently going to destroy me. It's another really long one with tiny font, so it's going to take me a while, But I do love this series. I feel so emotionally connected to the characters and they just feel so real. But I do love my time reading these books. I think they're just really well written. I know the series isn't for everyone. It has like every single trigger warning in. I don't know if this is actually a romance, but I have Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy, which was also in the works clearance, which is why I picked it up. I'm also making my way through Elle Kennedy's books in a minute, currently reading the Avalon Bay series. And I believe this is about a character that actually comes across to the UK and spends, I think, a summer or a year in London for her studies. Yeah, she studies abroad for a year in London. I think it's a romance. I'm not too sure though. I'm pretty sure it's a romance. But there we go, that's the end of that stack. We're gonna switch it up again and go back to mystery, and I'm going to go through my Agatha Christie stack because there's always an Agatha Christie stack in these book hauls. We have a few special editions and one paperback. The paperback I got was Towards Zero. I do actually have the special edition of this as well in hardback, but I wanted the matching paperback to match the other books. I bought this when Rachel, Chloe and Rebecca came to visit me and stay at mine. We went book shopping and I bought this on that trip. The first special edition I picked up was Cat Among the Pigeons, which I'm going to be reading in July. If you haven't seen my July TBR video yet, I'm going to be reading this month. And it's just, yeah, the new special hardback edition of Cat Among the Pigeons. Similarly, I think this is like a little duology they've done in terms of special editions with the two like animals. We have Dumb Witness, which I have read fairly recently, and I did actually really like Dumb Witness. So I now have 3 editions of this book. But you know me, you know I love collecting Agatha Christie's books. So there we go, another one into the special edition collection. And the last special edition Agatha Christie I have here was a gift from the lovely Victoria. So thank you very much, Victoria, for this. For hitting 1,000 subscribers, she gifted me Capital Christie, which is a short story collection of short stories that are set in London. I just love these special editions. I just love how they look in a stack on my shelves. I think they're stunning, and I just love the foiling. I love these editions. So yeah, that's the end of the Agatha Christie stack. I'm beginning to get pins and needles. Let's pick this up. Okay, on that note, let's go on to some more gifts. So as you may know, me and Chloe are having a year-long TBR challenge where we're trying to cut down our TBR by the biggest net negative. When it was Chloe's birthday in January, I didn't buy her any books. For my birthday, she's sabotaging me and she's bought me 2 books. She's bought me Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain. This was on my wish list. She didn't have to do me dirty and get me the sequel. No, I'm joking. Obviously, I'm very appreciative for the gifts that Chloe gave me. She got me some really fun gifts as well, like a dinosaur bath bomb. She got me a new phone case, a really nice bookish t-shirt. You know, Chloe always does amazingly well with gifts. But she got me Assistant to the Villain and Apprentice to the Villain. I was just curious about this book. I think it's like a kind of fantasy romance in a way, I think. It says on the front, one job, don't fall for the boss. And this is just the sequel, I believe. I don't know if it follows the same... Yeah, I think it follows the same person, same people. I don't know, but I'll find out soon. Because I do want to read this soon. I feel like this is a perfect, like, September book. My September TBR from this haul already is getting quite big, actually. And then Rhiannon over at Welsh Reader, she gifted me 2 books, which was so lovely of her. Everyone I've mentioned I will leave down below. First up, she gave me Butcher and Blackbird, which is I think a dark romance between killers. I don't actually know. Every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. So yeah, I think it is like a serial killer dark romance, which it seems right up my street, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I can't feel my feet. I've heard lots about this series. I've heard that this one's really, really good. Second one, not so good. And then it picks up again in the third, I want to say. I'm looking forward to getting to this one. And then, of course, Rhiannon got me a murder mystery, which is Murder Before Evensong by the Reverend Richard Coles. I'm so excited to read this. I keep seeing Reverend Richard Coles' books in like supermarkets and shops, and I just wanted to start at the beginning. This is like book 1 for him. So yeah, I put it on my wish list, and thank you so much, Rhiannon, for getting them for me. You know me, I love a quaint, cosy murder mystery, so very excited to pick this up soon. Okay, we're now up to the stack that we all knew was coming, was going to come at some point, and that is the hockey romance stack. Because I've added a few to my collection over the last couple months. First up, I have the first 2 books in the Play for Keeps series, which is Consider Me and then Play With Me. I will be reading Consider Me in July as a buddy read, and then the series continues on with Play With Me. I think these covers are like stunning. They are beautiful. I love the like watercolour look. They are like fairly chunky for a sports romance, but hey ho, I'm here for the ride. It says on the front, endlessly sexy and funny. So I'm looking forward to reading this in July and then maybe pick up the sequel fairly soon after, so we'll see. Hopefully I really like them. I also bought this when Rachel, Chloe and Rebecca came to visit me, and this one my brother picked up for me when he went to like a works outlet store, so I can only imagine how embarrassed he felt when picking this up. Next up, I have The Import Slot by Alice J. Clark. Now this is slightly different. This is a British ice hockey romance. It's set within the Elite League, which is the kind of NHL in the UK. So this is a Book Babes exclusive edition. It was in their subscription box. I don't have the subscription box. Someone was selling this on Vinted and I decided to pick it up because this series has been on my radar for quite a while because it's set in the UK and you don't really get UK hockey romances. So I'm very excited to pick this up soon. And yeah, add that to my hockey collection. We also have, this one was a bit of a joke, my friend got me for my birthday. It's Puck and Prejudice by Leah Riley. Yes, Puck and Prejudice. This is a time travel-ish hockey Regency romance. I feel like I don't know how else to describe this book to you. I saw it, I was curious about it, put it on my wish list, didn't want to like mention it to anyone, but my friend found it, Ella, she found it on the list and bought it for me. So I think this follows the ice hockey player who plunges into an icy pond and comes back out, and it's in Regency England, and the character, I can't remember her name, Lizzie, of course it's Lizzie, in the Regency era, she doesn't want to get married, and so they come to this pact, like fake dating, I think. I don't really know. I don't have massively high expectations for this. I put this on my wish list more out of curiosity, and I'm reading it for a fun time. I'm not expecting like an award-winning book, but I think it'll be fun. And the last book in the hockey romance stack is Unsteady by Peyton Corrin. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this book and the sequel. Everyone seems to give them 5 stars. And I've heard this deals with anxiety really, really well, so that's another reason why I want to pick it up soon. But yeah, maybe I'll take this away on holiday with me. Then again, I have heard it can be a bit emotional, so we'll see. But yeah, finally happy to add this to my hockey shelf. What stack shall we do next? So these, oh, I'm actually missing one. I think that's next door. So the next stack is a stack of books that my mum and dad had given me. If you've watched any of my TikToks, then you'll know that my parents gave me a box of books to open at the start of every month, so I have one for every month throughout the year. As this is a quarterly haul, I have 3 books to show you. We have Behind the Scenes at the Museum by Kate Atkinson. My mum loves Kate Atkinson and I think she really wants me to read this soon, so I think I will. Got nice little foiling on the cover. If you saw my TikTok, then you'll know. I don't really know what this is about. I read the back and I still don't really know what it's about. But I am curious. So there we go, that's that one. And then another one from an author my mum likes to read a lot of, and that is Joanne Harris by Different Class. She said this is really, really good. I believe this follows a teacher at a grammar school, and it's kind of set across like 10 years, or it jumps 10 years in the future, and this really naughty kid that he taught comes back. I don't really know, but it sounded really good, sounded interesting, and a quick, easy read, I think. And then the third and final one from this little stack is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster, which is a tiny little paperback. It's a lovely little classic. I love the little cover. I know my mum loves this story and loves the movie as well, so I definitely want to pick this up. Maybe across summer, we'll see. So that's the end of that stack. We have 3 more stacks. That's 6, but you know. So the next stack is more mysteries as opposed to like thrillers. We have The Night in Question by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. This is the sequel to The Agathas, which you can see there. I have read this, I really enjoyed it. It's a fun little murder mystery series for a YA audience. I don't know if it's just going to be a duology or if there's going to be more in the series, but either way, I had fun reading them. These I definitely enjoyed more than some of the other YA mysteries that are around at the minute, or like Karen M. McManus. I definitely felt more connected to the characters and the mystery. In these books, they're slightly longer, not long, but you know, nearly 400 pages, so you do get more invested, I think, in the mystery. But I did read most of this across one day. I think I read the last like 300 pages in one day, so they are gripping and just a fun time. Then we have Demon by Met Wesolowski, which is the 6th and final book in the 6-story series. I will be reading this in July as well. I'm scared to finish the series because I have loved this series so much, but I picked this up when I went to London with my friend. We went to Waterstones, the Piccadilly one, and I just had to pick this up. I just had to. It was like one of the only books that I went in there wanting. This and Unsteady were the only ones that I checked online to check the stock, so very happy to have this. Then we have Crocodile on the Sandbank by Elizabeth Peters. Rhiannon has talked about this series a lot. She picked up this book when she went to Egypt last November. In case you couldn't guess, it's set in Egypt, it's a murder mystery. It's the first book in the Amelia Peabody series, and this one I definitely want to take on holiday with me. I feel like I love reading murder mysteries set abroad while on holiday. Like when I went away last year, I took the Agatha Christie's that were set abroad, like Murder in Mesopotamia, Death on the Nile, those sort of mysteries. So I feel like this is the perfect one to take away with me. But I found the first like 7 books, I want to say, 7 books in the charity shop, and I sent Rhiannon a picture being like, do you want these? She was like, yes please. So I sent her the last 6 and kept the first one for myself so that I can pick it up as well. I think Rhiannon's also reading this in July. I think I saw that in her TBR video this month. And then finally in this little stack we have Love Letters to a Serial Killer. I don't really know if this is actually a mystery. Maybe a thriller, I don't really know. It was in the thriller, like mystery thriller crime section of Waterstones, but it just appealed to me. Like the cover initially appealed to me, I then picked it up, read the back, and I'm very curious as to what happens in this. It says in the back a little snippet, I didn't plan to fall in love with an accused serial killer. Nevertheless, my wrists and ankles are bound to a chair and I can only blame myself. I strain at the ropes, take a deep breath and prepare to die. So yes, I believe our main character starts writing letters to a serial killer in prison, and then a love story, well, not a love story, she falls in love. I love the little quote on the front that says, Hannah's love life, dead. New pen pal, deadly. But yeah, I really want to read this soon. The whole concept really intrigues me. So yeah, that's the end of that stack. Moving on to, I don't even know, there's not even a theme with this stack really. We have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is her 2025 release. I have the Waterstones signed edition. I just think those end pages are stunning. Stunning! This book seems like the perfect book for me. Like literally the perfect book for me. I find space really interesting, intriguing. I love listening to like podcasts about space and loved watching programs as a child about space. Like one of the first brownie badges I got was my Stargazer badge. And this is set in the 80s. 80s and space sounds like the perfect recipe for a book for me. I believe this is also sapphic, so that makes me want to read it even more. I definitely want to read it like in the next couple of weeks or so. So yeah, NASA, 80s, space, romance. Sign me up, sign me up. So in case you didn't know, I am doing a master's in September. I will do a little life update in the next vlog I film because a lot has changed in my life, like a lot has changed recently, and I haven't really talked about it. But I'm doing a master's and I went to speak to my course leader the other day and did a tour of the university, and when I was there she was like, take some free books, just take them, I'm trying to get rid of them, take them. So I have 3 books here. It was not my intention to go to the uni and come away with 3 books, but here I am. The first one we have is The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper, and this I remember seeing around a while ago, I think. I can't remember, but I think this is like a male-male romance. But once again, one of the main characters works for NASA. So once again, space. I had to pick it up just because of space, you know? Then we have this kind of like anthology book, which is called Hearing Voices. I think this was a student's like final project that they still had loads of copies of. But it's just got loads of like short stories or like poems, just like lots of short bits of literature basically from all sorts of authors. Benjamin Zephaniah, Anthony Doerr, a couple other names I do recognise but haven't necessarily read from. But yeah, there's lots in here and I just thought, you know, I'll take one. She's forcing me to take one. She wasn't forcing me obviously, but it was a free book. And the last one I got from her was Hello World, How to Be Human in the Age of the Machine, which was a really, really interesting sounding non-fiction. There was the course leader to media studies sat nearby, and she jumped in the conversation and was like, read this, read this. So I picked it up. Here I am. The font is quite big, so it shouldn't be too much of a long read, but I think it might be really interesting to, yeah, think about being human in a world where so much is changing in technology with AI and that. So yeah, there we go. Another non-fiction to my TBR. Speaking of non-fiction, the final stack, we have 3 books that are in like the non-fiction section. In the non-fiction stack here. We have Ghosts, The Button House Archives, which is from the TV show Ghosts. I read, where is it? Behind me. I read this Ghosts book, which is the Brought to Life book, which is about how they made each episode and the behind the scenes kind of things. So from the looks of things, this kind of has more like fictional things inside. So for example, it's got House of Commons transcript with Julian as like, the person. Like, it's obviously not real. The archaeological report from the like plague victims, those sort of things. So it's all like fictional stuff, but like ties into the characters of the TV show. The audiobook, I don't know how it's going to be an audiobook, but the audiobook is narrated by the full cast. So like the actual cast. So I'm going to listen along, I think, but yeah, got this for my birthday. So thank you to my cousins and aunt and uncle for giving me this. Next up, we have David Suchet, Behind the Lens, My Life, which is just a book about his life. He has this really old film camera, he takes it around the world, taking pictures, capturing moments, and this is kind of a collection of not just the pictures, but him talking about his life and why each picture is special and his family. So it's just like really interesting non-fiction about him and his life, also his passion and hobby for taking pictures on this old film camera. If you don't know, David Suchet plays Poirot in the TV show, and David Suchet is like, I don't even know how to describe him. He's the most wholesome being ever. I recently watched his TV show where he went to all of Agatha Christie's locations in like South Africa and Australia, and he was just so adorable. I literally cried at one point because there was this shot. This is so silly. There was this shot of him walking down the train platform looking so happy in his little suit through the smoke, and he's like standing there with his camera looking so happy. And you know when older people are just so adorable? I then cried. Anywho, on to the final book of this haul, the final book. We have the Vancouver Canucks. So one of my best friends, Adriana, the one I used to live with, she knows I love the Vancouver Canucks. It's the team I support. I've got my little Brock there. She bought me this book on like the history of the Canucks, and so I can't wait to read this. I'm probably going to read it very, very quickly, I'm not going to lie. I'm very intrigued to learn more about the history and the future of the Canucks. It says colourful past, bright future. I watched the NHL draft the other night. I'm very excited now that it's all kicking off, like with the development camp. People are signing, we got some players back. Brock's sticking around. Brock signed a deal. But anywho, before I get into my hockey, let's stop there and wrap up this book haul. So I've done another quick count, and it's 37 books I hauled across the last 3 months. And bearing in mind only 3 were from April, that is 34 books across 2 months. So the book buying ban is being reinforced because I've let that slip completely. The book buying ban is back. The next quarterly haul, right, at the end of September, if my quarterly haul is bigger than like 10 books across the summer, then you're allowed to tell me off. You're allowed to tell me off. Now I've got to put them all back on my shelves. Remember where they are in this new setup. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you've read any of these, or if you think I should prioritise any of these in my reading, if I should bump any of them up my TBR. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon with a brand new video. Bye!